All right. So we are now live. I'm just here with a quick update from what's going on inside the convoy, inside convoy leadership, what's happening on the streets, and letting you know that this is the last day of the convoy. So what I've learned is convoy organizers have voted to leave peacefully and say this is now a political situation. Their goals have been accomplished. The convoy has changed the science. Before the convoy rolled into town, the science was very clear. We need vaccine passports. In fact, people with 2 vaccines need 3 vaccines. And this was the science. It was absolutely clear. Vaccine passports are great. That was the science. And booster shots are needed. So people like me who were at 2 and said no more to 3, we would now be unvaccinated. Now the science has shifted. Once the convoy rolled in, the science is now very clear, according to Doug Ford. Vaccine passports and vaccine mandates are ineffective and will be removed. Now, a lot of people were planning on holding the line there until the end. The situation on the ground has changed. The Charter of Rights and Freedoms has been thrown away. Tamara and Chris have been arrested. Their bail hearing is at 2:30 today, but that's not what made people go home. It was actual peaceful truckers who were told to leave. There was a trucker last night who was asked to leave. He politely said no by just saying no. Cops smashed the window of his truck, held him down at gunpoint, dragged him away, and threw him in jail. His bank account's been seized. Bank accounts are being frozen. People are afraid that the government will come after their families with utter vindictiveness. I'm just telling you what the convoy organizers have told me is they've planned and voted. The reason why they're doing it's a tactical retreat from Ottawa, and what they're doing is likely the trucks will be out of here by tonight. That's what I've been told. They told this to the police. They announced it on their social media. When they got it on their social media, and after that, that is then when the cops started to move it in force. The cops moved in force. They boxed people down in Rideau Street. They were there. They have rifles. There's snipers on the roofs. There are police horses. They're dragging people away one by one by one, right? So this is what the convoy is planning to do. They're planning on rolling out of Ottawa, letting the Parliament vote on the Emergency Measures Act, and when that fails, it should be a massive win for the convoy. And convoy organizers are of the opinion that if the science changes again and all of a sudden vaccine passports are needed, you need digital IDs, you need all this, they will be rolling back up and going into that. So this is just what I've heard from convoy organizers is they are planning. And once they inform the police, that is when the police that's when they started boxing people in. There's people on Rideau. I was there filming. My phone died. I came back to get more power. I talked to some people on the ground in the know. So that is the sequence of events of what happened is they voted to leave peacefully. Now, will every single truck leave? Probably not. There still might be some holdouts. I'll be there getting footage. But I'm just giving you an update of what I heard from convoy organizers and what I see on the ground is there are people holding the line at Rideau. They've been pushed back to Elgin. So there are snow barriers and people formed at Elgin and at Metcalf holding the line there. So that's just the report is the convoy organizers gave the police informed them that they were planning on leaving peacefully. Then the police came out with riot gear. There's horses. They're moving in force. So that's the word is likely there'll be a major rollout if the police don't box them in. If there's still a lot of trucks on Wellington tomorrow, it will be the fault of the police and the Ottawa Police Services as the convoy organizers realize they've won, they've changed the science, and they see the potential for a victory if they have to vote on the Emergency Measures Act and there's no emergency. The proof is the convoy was peaceful the entire time. They were reasonable. They were negotiating good faith, showed good gestures to Jim Watson in Ottawa. Then the Emergency Act was invoked. They showed good faith to the police. Then they were out in force. The real villains here are the Canadian government. It is Justin Trudeau. It is Jagmeet Singh. It is everyone who's been voting the emergency powers. So the plan seems to be show that they are peaceful, show that the Emergency Act was a massive overreach, then turn this into a political situation and a political movement. That's where this is. So if the premiers are true to their word, if the government's true to their word and they revoke the vaccine mandates and the vaccine passports, and you don't need to be forced to get, a booster every 4 months to keep your job, then likely there will be peace in this country. If they renege and they go to the science, which is just Pfizer propaganda, convoys will be rolling back in. So that's the word I'm hearing. Again, I'm not a convoy organizer. I don't have operational control over any of this, but I spoke to the people who did organize. And again, this is a grassroots movement, so not every trucker is going to take orders from the people involved. But it looks like the lawyers and the convoy organizers will want this to end peacefully, because the cops are trying to instigate violence. They're breaking into people's trucks, they're smashing windows, they're destroying people's lives. So in order to avoid this, because the good men and women who came here to hold the line have done their job, the government is seizing their money and just going insane. So I'll head back out into Elgin. I got some battery in my phone and do another live stream there as well. I might run a Twitter space under Daniel Boardman or the National Telegraph later. We'll see for a full update, but that's just the update from inside what people are saying. And again, the police were informed of the intent of the organizers to peacefully move everyone out. In response, they came in force and started mass arrests. So this is it's pure escalation from the government here. That's your update. I will get back to you guys when I know more. Thanks so much for listening, and everyone stay safe, stay peaceful. And, we're going to win this. We're going to win this. The tyrannical government will be no more. We've shown strength, and it's not over, but it looks like, to prove a point, we're going to show that we were always the more reasonable side, and that is what's going to go down. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah.